guys, welcome to science. So we are going to continue with Tuesday's lesson about heat in space, but we read on Tuesday, right? So today we're going to review and complete workbook pages, and you're going to design your own space equipment, which is the best part. So if you would like to take a few moments to review this topic, then you can either scan the textbook pages 105 to 108. Or you can watch Tuesday's video, just like quickly through it. I'll put it in the link, and I'll put the link in the description box, but otherwise let me give you the directions. So basically we're just going to be answering comprehension questions. This is page 76, right? So I put down where you can find the answer, so like little hints. So number 1, you'll find the answer in page 105, etc. You can see the pattern. Let's read the directions together, and yeah, you are going to pause the video and complete on your own. Number 1, what are some reasons that people have developed technology to control heat? Why did people develop technology to control heat? What are some reasons? Number 2, why is it so important to control heat during space travel? What happens if you don't? What causes the extreme temperatures in outer space? You know, we talked about how in outer space, sometimes it can go from really, really, really hot to becoming really, really cold, the black and white. What causes that? Number 4, what caused extreme temperatures for the space capsule? So here's keywords. And the shuttle as they re-entered Earth's atmosphere. So for example, as a shuttle re-enters Earth's atmosphere, what causes the extreme temperature? Starts with F. Hint. What else produces heat inside spacecraft that could cause problems if not controlled? So this time you're looking at inside the spacecraft. What specifically causes heat inside the spacecraft? Hint, you're probably using one of these things right now. And how has understanding ways to control heat benefited space exploration? So how come now that we know a little bit about heat and how to control it, why is this important? How did this make space travel better? In the second part, identify ways that heat has been controlled for each type of spacecraft. So we talked about the 4 different types here: International Space Station, the ISS, probes, space capsule, space shuttle. And these are the ways that heat has been controlled. So just go back to the reading. So this one is ISS. This one talks about probes. That's page 108. All the answers you need are in pages 105 through 108. Don't forget to skip 104 because that's the wrong order. So it starts here. And I also, if you want to pause, I also put like purple boxes around where you can really find the answers. That's 105, 106, 107, and 108. Okay, so go ahead and pause and do your best. All right, how was it? I will go over the answers with you now. Just so you know, since these are written answers, if you didn't write word for word what I wrote, that's okay. It's okay if you paraphrased or wrote something a little different. So what are some reasons that people have developed technology to control heat? Let's go to page 105. Says, people have designed many kinds of technology to control heat. So that's our topic sentence. Sometimes the purpose is to make equipment run better. So if you wrote that, that's correct. Other times it's to make people more comfortable. So that's another answer. It's also a matter of survival. Okay, so we got a couple answers here, and that's what I wrote in number 1. Number 2, why is controlling heat during space travel so important? Back to page 105. What did you say? So it has something to do with survival. The lives of the space crew depend on it, meaning that if it's not properly managed, astronauts could die because of the extreme temperatures and the sun's radiation. So here's what I wrote. If not protected, the astronauts would die from exposure to extreme temperatures, radiation, etc. And number 3, What causes the extreme temperatures in outer space? Okay, it's important to protect astronauts from extreme temperatures, but what causes those in the first place? Page 105. It says, space is a very cold place, but the sun's radiation causes objects in space to heat up. The space is protected by the atmosphere. Without the atmosphere, objects in space get very hot. And as a spacecraft travels, it can move from an area of intense heat to areas of intense cold within seconds. So what are the things that cause that change? Exposure to sun's radiation and the lack of atmosphere in space. All right, so that's what I put. What caused extreme temperatures for the space capsule and the shuttle as they re-entered Earth's atmosphere? Page 106. What did you write? Well, it says here under the space shuttle section, more size means more surface area to cause friction. That's your answer. And what else produces heat inside spacecraft that could cause problems if not controlled? What did you put here? Well, it says under the ISS section, computers and other electronic equipment generate a lot of heat, which is very true. I think my computer's heating up right now, actually. So we can say computers, electronic equipment. Yeah. How has understanding ways to control heat benefited space exploration? Page 108. Through the space program, we've learned many things about the universe. So that's one way we benefited. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And we learned how thermal energy and heat affect us. And it also helped protect astronauts so we can do more space exploration, etc. So of course there are lots of different answers you could have written for this one. Identify ways that heat has been controlled for each type of spacecraft. Okay, let's start with ISS. How does ISS control heat? Okay. It's insulated by a special blanket made of mylar and dacron. This blanket has layers that stay separated to keep heat from being conducted. So they mainly use insulation. They also use the system similar to AC. So there we go, mylar and dacron blanket. A. What about probes? Probes, page 108. Okay, can't speak today. Some spacecraft are robotic. An unmanned research spacecraft is called a probe, meaning like a spacecraft where there are no people inside. Probes that can land on a planet or other objects and move around are called rovers. They use special gold paint that helps radiate heat outwards from the rover's body. They use aerogel. They use tubing. Okay, great. So there we go, special gold paint, fluid-filled tubes, aerogel heaters. All right, space capsules, those funny-looking, triangle-looking guys, these guys. So this one was the one that's similar to sweating, right? It says, scientists use an idea similar to how sweat cools your skin. They put a material on the capsule's outside that melted and vaporized as the capsule heated up. Okay, so we got that for material that melted and vaporized space capsule. And I know that D is obviously 6, but let's still look at space shuttles because this is fun. So space shuttles, to protect, they use insulation. They use these tiles, remember these guys? Waterproof glass cloth, quilted. So 6, waterproof glass cloth and ceramic tiles, T. All right, now for the fun part. You are going to design your own equipment. It doesn't have to be a spacecraft. It doesn't have to be a rocket. It could be, well, let me explain it to you. So if you look at the textbook, page 109, it gives you instructions. So pause here and read the first 2 paragraphs on your own. Cool. So steps. Number 1, decide what your equipment will do. Will it be used for clothing? Meaning you can design uniform outfits. That would be fun. Housing. You can design an astronaut house. Communication, like phones or computers. Transportation, so like a rocket or something else. So you can choose, okay? Fill in your activity manual and draw a sketch of your piece of equipment, okay? So this is the page you have to complete and take a picture of and upload on Google Classroom or give it to me through email. along with this page, of course. But anyway, it says, complete the information about your equipment. What is your equipment called? So name. How will it be used? So you can choose either of these, or you can write something else, or you can write a lot more detail. It's up to you. And the most important, explain how your equipment is designed to control heat and how it will withstand the temperatures on the moon. So the moon is going to have extreme temperatures. So how is your equipment going to survive from the extreme temperatures? Okay, so this is a good section to kind of apply what you learned here, some of the materials that other equipment use to withstand heat. So I'll give you an example of my awesome rocket. It's not that good. Let me show you a better version. I obviously designed some type of transportation rocket. So for number 2, I would write transportation, and the equipment name is masterful rocket, using the reading vocabulary word that you will read about later today. And then I explain basically the purpose of this rocket and how it's going to be able to withstand temperatures. These are my beautiful tiles, and this is the area that's gonna melt and vaporize and sweat. So I challenge you to create something even better than this one. I think it'll be really cool to see what you guys come up with. So make sure to, I mean, you don't have to color it, you can just sketch, but if you wanna, you know, it's quarantine, if you have a lot of time to make a beautiful artwork, go ahead and do that. We can even share them during Zoom. But yeah, that is it for today's science. Great job as always, and I will see you in reading. Bye!